All right, everybody, the Michigan Wolverines got a triple dose of good news heading into finally another game. It feels like we haven't played in a month. I know it's only been like a week plus, all right? I mean, we're 13 days since the last time Michigan had a game, but it feels like forever. All right, maybe it just feels like forever because I've just been laying around at home after the wisdom tooth removal. But all of them. But like maybe, just maybe, things are looking up and this happened at the perfect time. I really do think it happened at the perfect time. We did not look good against Purdue. And one of the good news that we're going to talk about is something that addresses exactly that. The talent is absolutely there. The execution is not always there. But we are going to start with our good news on the recruiting front. All right, the Michigan Wolverines, class of 2026 athlete, he's a linebacker, okay? Caden Catchings has flipped his commitment from USF, South Florida, not CF, sorry, that'd be Central Florida. It's USF to Michigan, he tells me. He doesn't want to be a Bull, all right? He wants to be a Wolverine. The 6'2", 220-pound athlete from Jackson, Mississippi, has been committed to the Bulls since October 23rd. Go Blue. He did not spend a lot of time committed to USF. He actually started with his commitment to Liberty, and then he committed to USF. Now he's going to Michigan. His only other Power 4 offer at this point is Ole Miss, and he's from Mississippi. So it's interesting that he chose to come to Michigan instead of going to Mississippi. Now, again, this is not a guy that is just this remarkable, great get, flip, top 200, top 150, top 100 commit. In fact, he is 1,377th overall. He's the 109th linebacker in the class, and he's the 40th in Mississippi. But I was just thinking about this. I don't know exactly how many Division I football teams there are right now. I'm going to look it up right now while I'm asking. All right, how many D1 football teams? There are 134 Division I football teams. Okay? He is rated as the 109th linebacker. If there are 134 Division I teams, that means there are 2 to 3 starting linebackers on each team. That means that you need to recruit a linebacker who's a top 200, 300 linebacker in order to get a starting caliber linebacker. Now, I understand when we look at just the Power 4. When you look at just the Power 4, there's 60 teams, 65, something in that range, 70? Okay, great. Let's do the same thing. If you're recruiting at that level, not every team can get every top 10 player at every single position. It's not doable. All right? But Michigan in this recruiting class has gotten the number 1 running back. They've gotten the number 4 edge. They have gotten Titan Davis, who's the 14th D lineman overall. All right? Travis Johnson is the 13th wide receiver. Right? Ermo Dutch Fork is the 16th rated edge. Here, I'll let you see what I'm even reading right here, okay? He's the 16th edge. Andre Clark is the 13th safety. Zion Robinson is the 23rd overall wide receiver. Offensive tackle Malachi Lee is the 13th overall offensive tackle. Do you get what I'm getting at here? The 11th tight end in Matt Ludwig. Brady Smeagol is the 19th quarterback. Like, we did put together, and we have put together a recruiting class that has a top 10-ish player at almost every position and a top 20, 25 player at every position. Like, these are the type of things that I think a lot of people are missing, and they don't realize just how good this class is. And so, yes, these are the type of recruits, the 3 stars, and the guys that are like, oh, are they a fringe Power 4 player? I don't know. These are the players that round out your roster. Okay, let's talk about the current roster and what's going on from now. Chip Lindsey actually went and was talking to reporters yesterday, and it's Thursday, by the way. I thought it was Friday when I'm recording this. I thought it was Friday. Why did I think it was Friday? So it's only been 12 days since our last game. Anyways, he was talking to reporters, and this is what he said about what's going on with the offense and why they kind of seem to be stuck in neutral or stuck in the mud. He said, from my standpoint, I don't know if we're ever really happy exactly with where we are from my seat. But there's some things I think that are self-inflicted that are keeping us from getting to our potential. He said, don't get me wrong. I'm excited about the progress we've made. We've improved and all that. But our standard is going to be really high when you talk about where we want to be offensively. Each year is different. The offense goes around the strengths of your players, and we all understand that. But I really like the progress we're making. He goes on to talk about self-inflicted things and cleanup. Here's the thing. All of this comes down to the passing game. He's talking about taking care of the football. All of us just assume that means turnovers, and he did talk about turnovers. That's not just what it means. He's talking about the blocking assignments. He said we missed a lot of cleanup to do fundamentally in pass pro. He said we had turnovers. We talked about that. We didn't pass pro well, and so there's some things to clean up. Now, if you are here and you're a Michigan fan, chances are that you probably don't hate the Detroit Lions. Maybe you do. And you just saw the Detroit Lions made a huge change, all right, in their offensive play caller. Dan Campbell took over offensive play calling. I promise I have a reason for that. And by the way, that was the first channel that we did with Sports Talk Detroit. I wanted to talk about Michigan football, so we started doing this channel. And I love it. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But here's what we noticed. All of a sudden, the offensive line looked fantastic with Dan Campbell calling the plays. Why? Did all of a sudden we get more talent on the offensive line? No. In fact, Christian Mahogany wasn't even playing, and Coyote Awashika was in the game because Christian Mahogany broke a bone in his leg, and he won't play for a while. But why did the offensive line look so much better, even though they were really banged up, if I can be completely honest? Because the pass pro and the coaching that was there was helpful for it. So the question you have to ask yourself is, when players keep making mistakes, if there's things you need to clean up, is it a coaching error or a player error? Because it's not always on the players. But our our run blocking has gotten significantly better over the course of the year. That tells me something. The fact that we can run the ball well tells me something. The fact that we have receivers open, but Bryce Underwood is missing them, tells me something. It tells me that there's something going on with the players, because if we can get the run going, usually when you have a bad scheme, when you have a bad system, it affects your entire offensive system. And so, and you just look out of sync in everything. We don't look out of sync in the run game. And Chip Lindsey has proven that he can call good and effective offenses at North Carolina. He has proven that. And he's had really good players come out of that program. He has proven that he can be a good offensive coordinator. So I don't think that it's coaching. I think it's simply a young team learning how to do passing, because passing is more complicated than running. All right, that's the second part of the triple dose of good news. And this next one, I'm not this guy. I promise you, I am not this guy. But I do think it's funny that one of the number one teams that talked about us and how we need to vacate wins and how we need to be punished and all that kind of stuff just had 3 years of wins gone due to the participation of ineligible players because these players were given money, from what I'm hearing. I haven't looked into it a ton because, quite frankly, I don't care. I don't care about Michigan State. I don't. And I'm not the guy who, because I love Michigan, hate all the rivals and want to wish death upon them. That's not me. That's just not who I am. I just want to beat them, whether they're good, bad, or somewhere in between. I want to win. And so when we look at this, all I can think to myself is, like, I have to admit, it's kind of funny. Now, the other funny part is that they had to bypass 3 years of wins, and it ended up being 14. So only 14 wins. But, yeah, by giving $10,000 to 6 players, MSU got stiffer penalties, including vacated wins, than Michigan in all of its various infractions, cases, and so on. All right? It included among the vacated wins was the Central Michigan game where Connor Stallions was on the Chips sideline. It is so ridiculous, it's kind of perfectly comical. And there he is. All right. The man, the myth, the legend, Connor Stallions. By the way, if you know what I'm talking about here, you're gonna get it. Who was the random guy telling Dan Campbell to throw the challenge flag? Who is the random guy that was in Dan Campbell's ear the entire game as he's calling plays? Has Connor Stallions made? Is he back? Is he back? That's the question that I have. Is Connor Stallions back? All right. You can see this. I'll just see if I can find something for you. And man, oh man, maybe we text more than I think. All right. I got a picture for all of you. All right. I'll show it to you. This was sent to me by the other guy who does the channels. This is in the locker room of the Detroit Lions. All right. Who is that guy right there? Is that Connor? Is it? Working for the Lions? No, it's not. But I thought I'd have some fun with it. All right. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.